microphone. I feel so rubber plant. Hello! Hello, everyone. Well, first of all, round of applause for the amazing Maggie and Meg. And also, round of applause for the amazing people at Books Inc. because they gave us ponies. And I love this pony. And he's going to make such a nice snack later. So that kind of leads into, I love that Maggie and Meg wrote stories about dogs when they were younger, because the first story that I remember writing was in 5th grade for Mrs. Caulfield's class. It was a Halloween story. And I just remember, I illustrated it too. I have no skill as an illustrator. That didn't stop me. And it was this Halloween story. I read a lot of horror growing up, and I watched things like Hammer horror films. I was really into that kind of stuff. And so I wrote this story about these vampires who were, I know, I was really ahead of the curve, way but my vampires were like ravaging these women. There were like, you know, pictures of like, fanged in the neck, and there were heads on pikes. I am not kidding you, there were heads on pikes, people. I did not play around as a 5th grader. I was like, what do you got? I got heads on pikes. Also, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it's the kind of thing that these days, you know, you would get, your parents would get like a call from Child Protective Services. We're a little concerned about Libba. But instead, I got a check plus, which was like an A+, which just shows you the kind of the level of neglect in the Texas public schools at that time. But so I was really stoked. That was exciting to me. And so, do you think that then I decided to have a career in writing? No, I didn't. Because I'm dumb like that. So instead, I quit piano and quit writing and quit art and said, I'm going to play basketball. Would you stand up next to me for a minute, Meg? Let's just give the people a little. Just one of my brilliant career moves. Thank you. Thank you. I also have no hand-eye coordination. You know what I could have done? I could have been a Cher imitator. That's still a dream I have. So yeah. Anyway, so I was kind of a cheerful Wednesday Addams growing up. You know, so it was sort of like, oh, what are you doing, Libba? I'm writing a story. Oh, what's the story about? Well, there's a forest, and there are all kinds of cool people, and there are like pixies, and things are happening, and then everyone is going to die. Why people think I'm creepy. I can't figure that out. It took me a long time to kind of figure out that that's what I wanted to do. I went through sort of a list of things, which were, I remember crossing guard at one point, because I totally dug the uniform. And probably the sense of power, too. The whistle, I mean, it has accessories. Who doesn't love that? I wanted to be a nun for a weekend, but I think that was because I OD'd on The Sound of Music. I wanted to be David Bowie, but David Bowie got to be David Bowie first, which, you know, I think that's a little unfair. He's been David Bowie for a long time. He could share. The word share. I wanted to be a filmmaker at one point. I wanted to be an actress at one point. I wanted to be a playwright, and that's a lucrative career. I'm still working through the scars. And so it took me a long time to kind of figure out what I wanted to be, because I was not one of those teens. I really admire teens now who just seem to have like this sense of purpose, because I really was content to lie in my bedroom and listen to a lot of Pink Floyd albums and imagine that Roger Waters and I would run away and be glamorously depressed together, which mostly involved wearing a lot of eyeliner and imagining that we would tromp through the moors wearing a lot of hats and going, only in a British way. So it took me a long time. I know I'm supposed to talk about my book. Now here's the thing. I am so bad at talking about my book. Anybody would be better at talking about my book. I could go out on the street and say, what's my book about? And somebody could go, and I'd say, excellent. So, you know, like when somebody says, what's your book about? I get kind of really nervous, and I'm like, it's a book-shaped object, and they have thoughtfully paginated it for you. There are page numbers, which I think is friendly, and also orderly, and stuff happens, and then more stuff. So I have decided that we're going to have an activity tonight. We're going to have an activity, people. If I can get my pen out, we're going to have an activity. So tonight we're going to do the Mad Libs version of Beauty Queens. So I'm going to need your help. So you can just raise your hand. I need an adjective.
Funny.
Funny. I need a noun.
Zombie.
Zombie. Excellent. Like where you're going. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's happening. People, the magic's happening. Adjective.
Darkly. Gory.
Gory. Where were you guys when I was in 5th grade, man? I thought I was weird. And hanging out with you. Plural noun.
Rainbows.
Rainbows. Aww. Rainbows. Those things that drip blood. Noun. Noun.
Queen.
Noun.
Queen.
Queen. But don't despair, because I need another noun. Potato? I heard potato. Oh, this is awesome. Adjective.
Lovely.
Lovely. Oh, that's one of my favorite adjectives. Another adjective?
Furry.
Furry? Oh, verb.
Jumping.
Jumping. A name of a person.
Beyonce.
Beyonce. We're so going to put a ring on this story. I need an adjective.
Repulsive.
Compulsive?
Repulsive.
Repulsive. Okay. I'm compulsive. You are not repulsive. You are adorable. Adjective.
Flammable.
Who said that? I want to party with you. I need a boy band name.
Insane.
No, like, make one up. The more ridiculous, the better.
Boys will be boys.
Somebody's read some Beauty Queens. Okay. Is that with the Z? Noun.
Redemption. The order.
Redemption. Oh, my favorite word. It really is. Plural noun. The plural nouns stump you, I know. A trick that I find is if you put an S on the end, it helps. Huh?
Cats.
Cats? Oh, yeah, sure. A verb.
Quick. Frolic. Quit.
Frolic. Who's got another verb?
Burgle.
Burgle. It just sounds wrong, no matter how you say it. And last but not least, one more verb. One more verb, people. That's all we need. I come up with them all day long. Come on.
What is the verb version of hypocrite?
George Bush? Sorry. Resuscitate. Awesome. Alright, thank you so much. And now I'm going to read the description of Beauty Queens. It's Beauty Queens, a summary. Beauty Queens is a funny story about a plane load of Teen Beauty Queen contestants who crash on a deserted zombie. Which was so not on the schedule. At first, they hoped to be rescued while battling gory rainbows, catching Queen with flattening irons, using Spanx to make a potato, and just generally trying not to die in lovely ways. What they don't realize is that a furry corporation is plotting to jump an illegal arms deal with a crazy dictator named Beyonce. Add in some hot and repulsive reality TV pirates, maxi-pad commercials, flammable TV shows, secret agents, an arsenal of beauty products, explosive hair remover, romance, adventure, things going splody, Bollywood dance numbers, boy bands called Boys Will Be Boys, guys wearing redemption, girls kicking butt, and cats. You've got a summer book that will make you frolic as well as burgle. Just remember that hairspray makes a nifty weapon, and don't forget to resuscitate. I think that description might be better than the book. Sad. Beauty Queens is what we just said together. Also, it's paginated. I guess that's it, right? That's all I have to say. Ooh, this is teen. Teen. This is teen. We were talking about this is teen and what this is teen is, which is, that's hard to say. And I know both Maggie and Meg have touched on it really beautifully. And one of the things that David Levithan said when they were talking about creating This Is Teen is, we get it. And I think for all of us, we know what it is, sometimes to feel like an outsider or to have a place, needing a place to connect. But I think, I always feel like that people underestimate teens and that they don't really think about, I think that they tend to think of them as a block. Like, this is what teens are, this is what teens like. And, that's ridiculous. That'd be like saying, this is what adults are. Adults like this. Well, that's, like, what kind of adults? And so I think that one of the things that's great about This Is Teen is it's a place to say, well, who are you? Tell us. And I just think that you never stop coming of age. I mean, the person that you are is 15, you're still trying to figure out who you are as you go through life, or hopefully that's what you're doing if you want to grow and change and, keep trying to figure out, and burgle. You keep resuscitating, Beyonce, so that you can find redemption and furry cats. So I wish you gory rainbows and lots of flammable This Is Teen. Thank you.